and welcome to Nicole, Windle yoga. So today we're taking a more chilled approach to our yoga practice, practicing expressing gratitude. So grab a mat and let's get started. So if you have a block, we'll begin with a block. Maybe you can place a cushion rolled up in between the shoulder blades. Coming into fish pose, supported fish pose. So bringing the middle of the shoulder blades onto the block or your cushion and allow the head to rest on the floor. Allowing the body to soften and relax. Opening up through the chest. Just taking some deep inhales and exhales. So who we are on the mat reflects who we are in real life. And who we are in real life reflects who we are on the mat. So just being aware of who you are on the mat, question that to yourself. And vice versa, and see if you can make the person that's on the mat the person in real life, and the person in real life the person on the mat. Let's take a deep breath into the belly, and a deep breath out. If you have anything underneath you, just rolling over to one side, releasing it and coming to lie back down. Allow the shoulders to ripple back down into the floor, noticing the slight curve of the spine. And then hugging the knees in. Give yourself a big hug, rocking from side to side, massaging either side of the spine. And then begin to rock up and down the spine, making your way into a comfortable seated position. So from here, let's inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, bring them down through heart center. So twisting over to your right side, bringing your left hand onto your knee, and then bring the right arm up and over, lengthening out through the right side. Keep tugging and pressing your knee and your hand away from one another, and lengthen and open up through the side ribs. Allow the head and the neck to relax. Even keep the gaze downwards if that works for you. One more breath, can you lengthen a little bit more? And then inhale, bring both arms back up to center, and then going over to the other side. So right hand to left knee, and left arm reaches up and over. Again, allow the head and the neck to relax, lengthening out through the left side ribs. One more breath. Feel that openness, more space. Use the inhale to bring you all the way back up and bring the arms out in front of you. So coming into eagle arms, bring one arm underneath the other, bend at the elbows and reach round towards opposite arms or wherever you can reach. Take a deep breath in to lengthen. As you exhale, slowly start to bring the forearms over the front of the shins. So maybe you hover, maybe they come all the way down to the floor. Wherever you are, can you allow the head to relax? Keep grounding the sit bones down into the floor. Allow the shoulder blades to melt away from one another. Breathing into the back of the body. As you exhale, can you allow the torso to sink a little bit heavier? One more breath. And then inhale, bring you all the way back back up. Release the arms, roll the shoulders, and let's do it. Go over to the other side. So bring the arms out in front. Take the opposite arm underneath. Grab hold of the palms. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, folding back down. So the opposite arm is on top, so you're opening more into that other side of the body, other side of the upper body. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale brings you all the way back up. That's it, release and roll the shoulders away. So coming over onto your hands and knees and lowering the body down towards the floor. Keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, bring the legs together. Let's inhale, lift up into baby cobra. Soften the shoulders, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, bring it back down. 2 more times. Inhale, peels the torso, press the pubic bone down, engage through the legs. Exhale, brings it back down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, bring it back down. Now taking the hands either side of you. So the hands are underneath the elbows, if the elbows point up to the sky. And let's flow. Inhale, lifting up. Maybe you can lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, coming all the way back down. 3 more times. Inhale, rippling the body up, soften shoulders. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, lifting up through the chest. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then opening your left arm out to the side and pressing it down to the floor. Keeping your right hand underneath your right shoulder, and we're rolling over onto the left side of the body. So I'm facing away from you now, but just so you can see, the hips are stacked on top of each other and the right hand is pressing down into the floor, and so is my left hand. Maybe this is enough for you. You can stay here as we stretch open through the shoulders. Maybe your top leg, the knee can bend up towards the sky and you can bring the foot behind your left leg. Flexing through your left foot as well. Either you stay here and keep twisting open your right knee. This is enough for me, but maybe you can go a bit deeper. You can start to reach your right hand backwards. Maybe you can start to clasp hold of the hands. Let's take 1 more breath. And then gently sliding back onto our belly. Right arm reaches out to the right, left hand underneath the shoulder and rolling over onto the right side of the body. Hips are stacked. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you bend that top leg up to the sky, knee point up, foot comes down behind the right leg. Flexing through your extended leg. Again, either you stay here or maybe you reach the left arm backwards. Maybe you clasp the hands. If there's space, keep trying to twist the body up. Let's take 1 more breath. And then gently release. Coming back down onto the front. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Let's inhale, lift up into our up dog. Soften the shoulders. And exhale, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Nice. Bend out the knees, shake out the legs, whatever you need to do to release. And then let's float the weight forwards into our high plank, shoulders over the wrists. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower through your variation of vinyasa. Inhale, soften shoulders. Exhale, pushing back, downward facing dog. So from here, let's inhale, right leg goes up to the sky. Exhale, step it to the top of the mat. Inhale, lifting up into your high lunge. Soften through the shoulders. Coming into flying arms. Reaching the arms backwards. Lifting the torso forwards. Bring the weight into that right leg and lift the back leg off the floor. Nice, and then gently step it back, ground the back foot, open the arms, come into your warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse the warrior, lengthen out through the right side, and then float the hands back down, step back, high plank, flow through your variation of your vinyasa. Making your way back into downward facing dog. Over to the other side. Inhale, left leg goes up high. Step it to the top of your mat. Inhale, lifting up into high lunge. Soften through the shoulders. Flying arms, reach them backwards. Chest reaches forwards. Bring the weight into your left leg and then step your back foot off the floor. And then step it back, ground the foot, open the arms, come back into your warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse the warrior as you lengthen out through the left side of the torso. One more breath. And then inhale back to center, exhale, step back, high plank, flow through your variation of vinyasa. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let's take an inhale, right leg goes up high, step it to the top of the mat. Bring the left knee down and tuck the back toe, low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Either staying here or maybe tucking the back toe, no hands, lifting up into your high lunge. Squeezing through the thighs, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, float the arms backwards, flying arms, lift the chest towards the front. From here, we're bringing the left hand down to the floor. No hands, no knees if you can, or using whatever part of the body, and then stepping your right foot coming into your high plank. Lift the hips up towards the sky, pushing out through the left hand. Reach up a little bit high through the right fingertips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, swing your right foot towards the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up into high lunge. Exhale, hands come down. Take a vinyasa. Nice. Notice how strong your legs are feeling today. Take an inhale, left leg goes up high. Step it to the top of the mat. Bring the right knee down and tuck the toe. Inhale, reaching up, low lunge. Soften through the shoulders. Either staying here or maybe tucking the back toe. No hands, lifting up into your high lunge. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach the hands backwards, flying arms, lift the chest forwards. And then start to bring your right hand down. Twisting onto your left foot. Can you bring your left foot on top of your right, lifting up into your side plank. Lift the hips up, press through the right hand, lift up a little bit higher through your left fingertips. One more breath. And then start to step your left foot towards the top. Inhale, lift up, high lunge. Exhale, hands come down. Take a vinyasa. Lovely. Inhale, right leg goes up high. And then bring the right knee behind your right wrist and shin down towards the floor. Setting up for our pigeon. But this time, coming to sink back on your right hip. Bring your back leg in, so bend it down. You're on your right hip, right thigh. Then trying to bring your right shin parallel to the top of your mat. You're trying to make sort of like a box shape with your top leg. So your right hip, right knee are in a line. Your right knee, your right ankle are in a line. And then this is sort of making the box, and you've got like an open top lid. You can have this back leg wherever's comfortable for you. So then coming to lean down, bring your right forearm down, clasp the hands over the top of your right foot, and then you're starting to try and shine your chest towards the toes. Inhale to lengthen, exhale drawing it down. So just sinking to wherever you are today. There is no aim, there is no final destination, as long as you can feel it in your right hip. Now this pose, you shouldn't be experiencing any knee pain, so it's great for people with poorly knees, and it's also great just to try and feel the pose in a completely different way. So we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. Closing down the eyes, drawing the awareness inwards. Scanning through the body, soften the shoulders, soften the face. If you start to lose any of the sensation, keep trying to send the chest over towards the toes. Allow the body to surrender towards the floor. Allow the breath to guide you in this pose. As you exhale, surrendering, sinking down into the mat. That body creating all that new space, pushing out all that unwanted negative emotions that are stored in the hip area. Last 2 breaths. And then slowly start to come all the way out. Making your way back into downward facing dog. Take as many breaths as you need to get there. Release your right leg in whichever way that you need to. Shake out the legs, shake out the hips. Notice how you feel from right to left. So we're going to go over to the other side. I'm going to twist round so you can see me. So let's inhale, left leg goes up high, and then bring the left knee behind the left wrist, shin comes down towards the floor. And then coming to sink back on your left hip, bend your back leg in. Your shin is parallel to the top of the mat. So your left hip, left knees in a straight line, left knee, left ankles in a straight line. Bring that leg in as much as you need to. Left forearm comes down, grab hold of the toes with both hands, and then again try and draw the chest towards the toes. Now you may notice that one side is slightly easier than the other. That's fine, just acknowledging, not judging, just going with the flow. And again, returning back to the breath. Allowing the breath to create space in the body, drawing that chest towards the toes. And just knowing that this uncomfortable feeling is impermanent, it's not going to last forever. Just creating nice juicy space in the hips, releasing all that unwanted energy, negativity, stress, tension. Maybe you want to visualize your breathing in a white light full of positive energy, calmness, peace. And visualizing breathing out a dark light full of all that unwanted stuff, tension, anger, negativity. And then if you start to lose the sensation, keep drawing the chest towards the foot. Last 2 breaths. And slowly start to come out of the pose. Again, take as many breaths as you need, making your way back into your downward facing dog. Shake out the legs, shake out the hips. Notice how you feel from right to left. Let it all go. And then coming down onto the knees. So we're coming into cow face pose, our last pose. So from here, coming into your tabletop position and then coming back into downward facing dog. So the best way to come into this is to cross your left leg forwards, bring the shin down and then come back down into a kneeling position, but the left leg is crossed on top of the right. Then send the feet in opposite directions. So my left foot is over to the right and my right foot is over to the left. From here, you're going to come and sit down. So your legs are crossed over. The aim is to try and keep the knees on top of each other, but if one leg is like this, but as long as you can still feel it in the hips, then that's totally fine. This is your body. Try and feel into it and see where you feel this. So again, as I said, the aim is to try and keep the knees stacked on top of each other. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work. It's quite an intense hip opener. So grabbing hold of the feet if you can. Maybe you stay upright. Maybe you can slowly start to fold forwards. Maybe you want to bring the hands down in front to help keep the sit bones pressing down into the floor. So we're going to take a couple of breaths here. Again, quieting the mind, slowing down the breath, slowing down the mind, slowing down the body, allowing it to gently create space for you to surrender into the pose, surrendering into the moment, not waiting for those words to say, time to release, just trying to enjoy where you are right now. Relaxing the head, relaxing the back of the neck. If there becomes more space, can you relax the arms, the shoulders a little bit more? Last 2 breaths. And then slowly start to walk yourself back up. Now to go to the other side. Going over to your right side, lift the hips up. Keep the feet where they are, swing round, coming back round to the front. Now your right leg should be on top and you should be able to sit all the way back down into the similar position that you were in with your right leg on top. If it didn't work, just bring your right leg on top. And again, you may notice that one side feels slightly different to the other. Can you try and keep both sit bones pressing down into the floor? Again, maybe staying upright, maybe there's space to begin to fold forwards, maybe hands reaching in front of you. And again, quieten the mind, quieten the breath, slow the breath down. Allow the body to sink, become heavier, ease into the flow of the moment, ease into the flow of the pose. Can you use the sound of your own breath to quieten down the mind? Last 2 breaths. slowly coming all the way back up. Oh, yes. Release the legs. Move as slowly as you need to. Ooh, window wipe the knees from side to side. Release off the hips. And then let's come and lie down on the mat. Take any other movements that you may need just to ease off the hips, any knee circles, sway from side to side, whatever feels right. And then when you're ready, let's come and lay down into Shavasana. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Allow the legs to be heavy, feet fall out to the sides. Belly to soften, chest to soften. Stay here for as long as you need to. Namaste.